Hi, I'm Steven Schick, and I'm privileged to be a part of the artistic team in this presentation of John Luther Adams' Inuksuit. John and I have been really close friends for most of our adult lives. I visited him in Alaska. He wrote a big solo for me, and as we were talking about the way music and percussion music in particular might develop, we realized that percussion really is an instrument that only came inside into the concert hall very recently. It was always meant to be performed outside, so why not take it back to the environment in which it belongs, where it can do, as it always has done, imitations and counterpoint against the natural sounds of the earth. So the idea of Inuksuit came out of a piece designed for the outdoors, in which there's no boundary between the earth and the players and the listeners. Over the course of about an hour, it builds up involving conch shells and sirens and drums and cymbals. To a really kind of loud moment. And then builds back down, comes down towards the sort of center of the sound, and we hear glockenspiels playing bird song that connect again to the sounds of the earth. It is a beloved project, and it has been played hundreds, if not thousands of times around the world in continents all over the place. But the first performance was done in the Canadian Rockies with an ensemble of 21 and an audience of 4. And at that moment, porting the instruments over icy streams in the middle of rain and wind, I wondered if the piece would ever be played again. But it taps into a kind of aquifer of communal engagement and sonic magic, which is, it's just alchemy, it's John's genius, and it means that the piece has become an emblem for what percussionists can do in the world.
My name is Megan Arns, and I'm currently serving in the role of Vice President for the PAS Executive Committee. I'm also an Associate Professor of Percussion at the University of Missouri. There's 140 people in the performance today. So we have performers from around the whole world. From Europe, we had people fly from Taiwan. We have people driving from all over the United States. It's really incredible. We sent people music, so there is physical music that goes along with this. There's a score, so we send people individual parts, all 140 people. We did not rehearse together until yesterday for a piece that's over an hour long, but everybody prepared their parts individually, and there's really a culture of doing this. There's a lot of communal aspects to putting together this piece and then eventually performing it.
One of the things that's the most important to me is the passing down of wisdom, not just about music and music making and percussion, but about how musicians and artists might live in the world. And now I have students, and I think of them as my grand students and even great grand students, generations that have continued the legacy. So in this particular performance, we have at least 5 generations of musicians who are participating. And you're seeing in real time in a performance what it feels like to pass knowledge. There are members of this group that will live to see the 22nd century, and I won't. But they're here, and they are making a difference.
That was amazing. It was a really incredible experience. It was great that so many people are able to come out and experience this. I mean, there must have been thousands of people here. Very grateful that PAS allowed us to do this.
My favorite part, I have to say, when the piece came to the end and we heard the bird song and everything was fading off, then God took a solo, then the wind took a solo. It was just amazing, just rushing through the space, and the earth always has the last word.